Okay, I'm on the line with Shayna Vipperman. This is Mr. Kamal with policeabuse.com. Ms. Vipperman, and I may be mispronouncing your name. If I am, please correct me. Will you tell us why you called policeabuse.com and what was your complaint with the Bluefield Police Department?
Um, it was last Friday, and me and my husband drove down to the store, not even a block away, and we do it every weekend we go out, but that night we just didn't go out, so we decided to go to the store, and on our way back home, a cop got behind me and pulled me over. It was a male officer, and he came up to my car and asked me for my license and registration, all that, and I gave it to him. And then when he took it, went back to his car, Officer Horton from Bluefield, the female officer, pulled in, and she sat back there in the car with him for probably 15, 20 minutes. And they just never came back up to the car. And when they came back up there, she decided to ask me where I lived. Well, I told her where I'm staying, and which me and my husband don't live together right now. And, well, after that, they walked back there, back to the car, wrote a ticket, came back up to my car, and then asked to search the car. And at that time, I said no, because she had pulled us over, numerous times before that, or she's got another officer to do it for her. And I said no. Well, the male officer got in my face and threatened to, impound my car, and take everybody to jail.
They threatened to impound your car if you would not let them search it?
Right.
Okay, let me ask you a few questions. When they pulled you over, did they tell you what the traffic violation was? Did they give you a violation?
No, they didn't. See, they didn't even give me, you mean like a ticket?
Well, I mean, when they first pulled you over, did they say, we stopped you because you ran a red light or you were speeding? Did they say anything like that?
No. Well, he came up to the car, and I asked him myself, because he didn't tell me, and I said, well, what am I getting pulled over for? And then he told me, he said that somebody made a call that we were throwing fireworks. Well, we don't have any fireworks. And I understood that they had to, come and make that call. I mean, they got to do their job. But
okay, let me back up. You're saying that someone reported that you were doing fireworks and they were investigating that?
right. But what I'm complaining about is this plus all the numerous times they have pulled us over.
Okay, so hold on. Let me stop because I want to finish with this one first. Did she write you a ticket on this call, on this stop?
Yeah.
And what was on the ticket? What did she write you a ticket for?
Because I didn't change my home address within 20 days, and because my husband, we don't live together, and I live with my grandparents in another county, and I just come up here and stay in the summer. I haven't been working that much, so I've just been staying up here with them until I have to go back to school.
Hold on, let me stop you there. So you're telling me that when she actually wrote a violation, it was not for a traffic offense, it was because your name on your license hadn't been updated?
Right.
Okay, so she didn't have another offense, though, that was related to your driving?
Right.
Okay, so she wrote the ticket for that, and she didn't write it for anything else?
No.
Okay, now let's get to the other things that she's done, the same officer that you've complained about. Are you saying that she's pulling you over a lot and without any real cause?
Well, there was one week that she pulled me over. It was just about every day of the week. We would just be riding around, like kids do, and she'd get behind me and pull me over.
And what? And how? Hold on. Me. Can you tell me that if I did a record check to find out what her activity logs would tell me, that it would show that during a period of, let's say, 10 days, she pulled you over more than once?
Yes.
Okay, how many days within the 10 day can you safely guess she stopped you?
It had to be at least 4 or 5 days in 1 week.
And were they for the same reason or different reasons, or she didn't have a reason?
The only reason why she gave me is when I asked her, is you're in a suspicious area. She said, I'm in a drug area.
So she said you're in the drug area. Is this where you live, or
Yeah.
is this where you were visiting?
This is where my husband lives. When I stay with him, we just go riding around on like the weekends or weekdays or just riding around. That's
Okay.
all we do.
So when you're in an area where your husband lives that is considered a drug neighborhood, you really don't have any choice about that.
The whole area is a drug area.
Got you. I got you. Okay. And is it the same officer who's doing this, and what is her name?
It's the same woman. She's the same female. She's the only female up there that I know of. Her name's Officer Horton.
Officer Horton. Okay. All right. And was she helped by anyone else who was, from that department involved?
Well, she had one new cop pull us over one night.
And how did you know that? Did he say that she told him to, or, I mean, how do you know if she asked him to do that?
Well, I'm not going to say she asked him, but what it was is it was probably 2 or 3 weeks before that we got pulled over that one time. She had given me a ticket, and then she didn't bother me there for a couple weeks after she gave me a ticket, and I got a fine and had to pay that. And then one night, we were just riding through, there was a carnival, and it was ending, so we were just driving through, and we had got pulled over by this young guy that I guess he was new, saying, because when Officer Horton has pulled us over, I guess she remembers seeing a baseball bat in my car. I don't know. I don't know if they really got a call or if she just remembered that baseball bat. And they got a call that somebody was bashing mailboxes with baseball bats. And he pulled us over, and she followed him, and they both pulled us all out of the car, and I let them search the car, and they didn't find nothing because I took that baseball bat out of my car a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. And you weren't doing anything illegal anyway, were you?
No.
Okay. So all the times that you've had encounters with her, you have not been behaving illegally. You've been within the law, both in your conduct and your driving?
Exactly, yes.
Okay. And each time she pulls you over, is she looking for the same thing or something different?
She's always accusing me and my husband and my brother-in-law of having drugs, and she's never found anything. She even brought a dog one time.
Has she ever successfully arrested and had you prosecuted?
No.
Your husband?
No.
Okay, so neither of you have ever committed a crime that she actually went to court on and proved to be true?
The only time that we've ever went to court is when she gave me a ticket for not using a turn signal, when in fact I did, but they told me the fine would be up to $500. And, I mean, I'd rather just take a $200 ticket than $500.
Got you. Let me ask you a question. One more question. When she did all these things, can you give me a total of the number of times that this one officer has stopped you, or in other way, either driving or walking, or any interaction you've had with her? What would the total be if you had to add it up?
I can give you an estimate.
Okay, just give me an estimate.
She had to at least have pulled us over at least 10 to 15 times. She's had to, at least that.
The same officer?
Yeah, the same officer. I mean, there's been a couple times when another one would pull us over, but she'd tag along. She'd be right behind them.
Okay. And
just her.
And how has this affected your living there? I mean, does it make you uncomfortable?
I mean, yeah, I can't even drive to the store without getting pulled over by her, or her getting right on my, tail end, and, that can cause a wreck, too. I mean, I've never had a bad driving record at all until I came to this area, ever.
Okay, have you ever said anything hostile to her? Have you ever threatened her in any way?
No.
Okay. Have you ever given her an unkind gesture like the finger or anything like that?
No.
Do you know why she's harassing you? Do you know why she's picking you out?
No, I don't know. I mean, I know that her boyfriend